All right, we have a bruiserweight matchup for you today. It's a big one. As a reminder, bruiserweights will have a 3-minute timer. They can use A or B tier candidates. There are 12 total competitors in the bruiserweight division, and this is a big matchup, as you have Nehemiah, aka Heinz Mayo, with 3 wins, 1 loss, no submissions, and is 4th ranked. He is playing as Tim Ryan with a VP, Colin Powell. Both players elected to use a VP this game. And he is facing Petar, aka Triple S, who has 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 submission, and is the number 1 ranked bruiserweight right now, currently holding a seat, holding a chance at the first ever Bruiserweight Championship. He is playing as Margaret Thatcher with Ronald Reagan as his VP. Let's get into the action here. There is Nehemiah playing as Tim Ryan with Colin Powell. With the VP, you get additional bonuses. His AA boost increases to 25%, Latino to 15%, and Old South to 25%. That AA and Old South battle, always so important. And as we await Petar, aka Triple S, using Margaret Thatcher, his favorite candidate by far. And we'll have Ronald Reagan 84 as the VP. There should be some big conservative bonuses there as we await Petar's arrival. Both with only 1 loss on the season. Petar has a couple more games under his belt, but both of these guys could be competing for the championship, or this game could have a lot to do with deciding who is ranked where. And there is Petar, aka Triple S, playing as Margaret Thatcher, and with Ronald Reagan 84 as the VP. Triple S gets 28% boost in oil and gas, 42% in swing state, and there's that 60% big conservative. He does take a hit in AA and labor environment, but labor environment, that won't mean much to him. So expect Triple S here to go for that big conservative bonus. Meanwhile, Nehemiah playing as Tim Ryan, not a lot of huge national groups there. I'll be curious to see how he plays turn 1. 2 bruiserweights, Triple S versus Heinz Mayo. Both using VPs. Let's see how we kick things off. There's the 2 pips in big conservative for Triple S. Meanwhile, Heinz Mayo goes into Georgia, Louisiana, North Carolina. The lead goes to Heinz, and Virginia entered. So no national groups entered there for Heinz Mayo. As we noted, he does not have a lot of large national groups to pick up, so he goes right for that Old South. But it's going to be hard as Triple S pips into North Carolina and can block it there. But Triple S needs to make the decision, because he cannot block North Carolina and pick up that big conservative boost. That's going to be a huge storyline here in this game, is Petar, aka Triple S, having that big conservative bonus. There it is. And Nehemiah, aka Heinz Mayo, needing to rely on the state groups, which he picks up 1 here. He will pick up Old South, and he will get set up to try and pick up swing state. Let's see what he gets. He gets a 62.5K Old South bonus. Meanwhile, there's the reason Triple S picked Margaret Thatcher with Ronald Reagan, gets an 80K big conservative boost there. You can see how much of a difference that makes. That 80K boost already giving an over 50K advantage for Triple S. Interesting move here by Heinz Mayo, playing as Tim Ryan, not going into Florida. We'll see if he does here. He goes into Arizona. Ooh, Triple S goes to Florida first, as Heinz goes to Iowa, enters into Maryland, 2 pips into Michigan. There's a swipe from Triple S, swiping North Carolina and taking that Old South bonus away. As Nehemiah enters into more swing states and South Carolina as well, but he loses that Old South bonus for the time being. A nice swipe of North Carolina there by Triple S. And there again, though Heinz Mayo jumped out to that early state lead, picking up a lot of states, here he sits with no state group bonuses and that cash advantage, 80K in big conservative, could come back to bite him. Not having those national groups when you're facing someone who has a huge national group can be really, really difficult. I believe these are both B-tier candidates with VPs, both electing to use Republican VPs. See what turn 4 brings. Pressure in Georgia from Triple S. Maryland goes to the 3rd for Heinz. Michigan swiped by Triple S as he pressures in Pennsylvania. South Carolina to the 3rd for Heinz. Virginia, a swipe blocked by Heinz. Nice block there as Triple S puts pressure in Wisconsin. Heinz picks up that Old South bonus again after losing it for 1 turn, back at that 62. That'll help him here as we are dead even in cash right now. Triple S has pure cash, 332.5K, while Heinz has that Old South money. Do we see a swipe here in North Carolina? North Carolina is such a pivotal state to get early on. Arizona pressure there from Triple S, pressure in Iowa. Here comes North Carolina, and there is the swipe to the 9th pip. Big swipe in North Carolina for Heinz as Triple S applies pressure and swipes Pennsylvania. Virginia locked in by Heinz. So no state groups gained or lost there. That swipe in North Carolina and lock in Virginia. Big moves there, big spending by Heinz. He really needs to be the first to pick up swing state, though, because Triple S, if he gets that swing state, that's a huge boost, 42% in swing state, and with that big conservative national group, that money will start to pile up quickly. So yes, it was good to get those swipes, but that's big money spent, and it can kind of open the door here now for Triple S to get the swing state bonus. Almost a 100K cash advantage for Triple S going into turn 6. Arizona to the 3rd for Heinz. Florida to the 3rd for Triple S. Georgia, no challenge there. Iowa to the 3rd, a swipe there by Triple S. Michigan, a big block there by Triple S, blocking the swipe. New Hampshire past the 3rd. Pennsylvania, no challenge there. Wisconsin to the 3rd. Let's see how this shakes up. Wow, there it is. With the block in Michigan, Triple S picks up the swing state bonus, 142.5K. Huge. Huge advantage there. As you can see now, over 150K difference. You have to imagine here that Heinz has to start building towards getting New York and getting that AA bonus. He has not pipped into Florida yet. He could try to go for a Michigan swipe. Let's see what he does here. Arizona is swiped by Triple S. Locked in is North Carolina by Heinz. Nevada to the third. A swipe there by Triple S, and a swipe in Wisconsin. So you have a low spend there. The only money spent there by Heinz was to lock in North Carolina. Meanwhile, a couple big swing state swipes there for Triple S. Arizona, an even more important swipe than Wisconsin, just as far as that AA battle goes. I like the move there to save up if you're Heinz, but as you can see, even with spending much less, that money piling up from the big conservative bonus and the swing state bonus. Triple S is known for going for that swing state and being relentless in his pursuit for that swing state bonus. I don't see him letting that go here. But if you're Heinz, do you consider a Michigan swipe to help you go for AA, or do you go straight to New York here? Or consider a swipe in Arizona as well. Let's see what they do. Arizona, nothing going there. 2 pips in California for Triple S as he goes into Colorado as well. Georgia, insurance spent there, as well as in Iowa. No challenge in Michigan. Money spent by Triple S as he enters into some oil and gas states. So another low spend there by Heinz, building up money. He now has a bigger lead, 825 to 483 in cash. Petar being aggressive going into California. But now with the saving of the money, I like that move because it keeps Petar guessing. It keeps Triple S guessing. He needs to spend it wisely. He spends 380 of it here. He goes into Alabama. He does pressure Florida. Some insurance in Georgia. Michigan is locked in by Triple S. New Hampshire locked in. A swipe attempt blocked there by Heinz. Nice block. New York is entered 1 pip. Pennsylvania locked in by Triple S. And Utah is entered as well. So Triple S getting set up does not yet get California to the 3rd pip. Instead elects to lock in some key states to prevent swipes there in Michigan and Pennsylvania. Tries for a swipe in New Hampshire, but is blocked. That's a big block, and the reason he went and spent all that money here is because the battle you're seeing playing out now is for that high-tech bonus. Triple S knows that if he can get that high-tech bonus, he does not need to worry about pressure in California, whereas Heinz knows that if he can get high-tech, he could pressure California, but that route is going to be hard as he does not have Pennsylvania or Michigan. He does, however, swipe and lock Arizona. The pressure there causes Triple S to spend big in Florida while he locks in Georgia, does Heinz. He swipes and locks Iowa as well. So playing that pressure in Florida very well as he's swiping swing states left and right. And another one. Huge moves there. Well played. Swiping the swing state bonus. Well played there. Now, he's not going to have much to do with that swing money, but I do like it. I like the move. You're gaining some important EVs there. Locking in Arizona, locking in Georgia, making Triple S spend big there in Florida was the most important thing that happened on that turn. Now you'll see as Heinz has the cash advantage, it is in Old South and it is in swing where there's not a lot of money left to spend. What Heinz can do, though, is save up that swing state money and flirt, at least, with the idea of swiping Florida. We may see 2 pips into Texas here from Petar, I wonder. No, we don't. Alabama to the 3rd for Heinz. California to the 3rd. Colorado as well. He's going to get oil and gas. Mississippi pipped into. Nevada locked in, spending that swing state money. New Mexico to the 3rd. New York to the 3rd for Heinz. Oklahoma for Triple S in Utah. Wisconsin locked in, so he is spending that swing money right away. So we should see a couple state bonuses added here. What do we have? We have the AA bonus and the Town and Gown bonus for Heinz, while Triple S picks up oil and gas and high tech. Both picking up 2 state bonuses here, and the EVs are almost dead even, 150 to 152. Let's see where... No, I do not want to exit. Where can Heinz use that money? Well, the biggest one there is going to be Illinois. To secure Illinois, he can work towards getting manufacturing too by getting Tennessee and Texas. I think Petar entered into Texas here as Heinz enters a bunch of AA states as well as Town and Gown there with Massachusetts and North Dakota, Tennessee. Double pick for Petar in Texas while Heinz pips once. So we could have a showdown in Texas. A lot of EVs picked up there for both players. I think we are over the 100 EV threshold, so we could have an early ballot. I think, and I'm no expert, but I think if I am Heinz here, I'm going to see if I can go to the ballot. That's a losing battle in Texas, as Triple S has oil and gas. Let him get Texas. See if you can pip into the other states to go to the ballot. We'll see what he elects to do here. Because once you get 3 cornered, the remainder of those bonuses will all go to Triple S, while Heinz's bonuses, again, Town and Gown, Swing, and Old South. Not a lot of challenge going there, so that money is not going to go that far. Let's see what happens. Arkansas entered. Connecticut challenged there. DC, another pip. Delaware, another pip. Florida, a little pressure there felt by Petar as, are we going to see that ballot entering into a lot of open states right now is Heinz. Is he going to do it? Pressure there from Petar in Massachusetts as Heinz continues to enter into the open states. Are we going to get that ballot? This would be a huge, huge win. Can Triple S? He does. He blocks Ohio. The block in Ohio is Could be the game right there as Triple S picks up Texas and is going to get a big crop of bonuses. Heinz attempted a ballot there. He was kind of relying on Petar to enter into some more oil and gas states, but was blocked in Ohio. And you can see those remaining bonuses, Latino, agriculture, manufacturing, and export, all going to Triple S. We should see quite the cash difference here. Oh, excuse me. Heinz has saved up quite a bit. So this is far from over. Again, though, even though that cash lead is Heinz's right now, Heinz Mayo, a lot of it's tied up in state groups that aren't really being challenged right now. I mean, he's going to spend it in Illinois here to defend that. The longer this game goes, the more in favor it goes to Triple S. So Heinz is going to want to try to find a way to get to the ballot. He spends big here, $800K, as Triple S is challenging all the states. Oh, we see a Florida swipe by 1 pip. A gutsy move, spending $800K. No way, what a swipe. What a swipe as Triple S continues to challenge in the other states. That swipe in Florida, as I was saying, that he has all that money tied into AA Town and Gown, all those things, swing state. Well, he just saved up that AA in swing and went for a Hail Mary and pulled it off. A Hail Mary 800K swipe by Heinz Mayo. What a swipe. But it is not over. It is not over. But it sure makes it interesting. Triple S has the cash advantage, and most of his state groups are states that are still going to be up for battle. But that was a very, I believe, necessary, with all that swing and AA money to spend, a necessary swipe of Florida. Not only does he swipe Florida, but Triple S does not go for Illinois, so he can hold Illinois too. We may end up with a very interesting and very close ballot here. I was not expecting that swipe, but it was a necessary Hail Mary in hindsight, as Heinz locks in Alabama. Alaska, 1 pip swipe there, not to the third yet. Colorado pressured Connecticut to the third for Triple S. Florida locked in there by Heinz. Illinois, there's a big swipe in Illinois. No money spent there by Heinz. An interesting move. No defense of Illinois. He defends and locks Louisiana, however. Massachusetts to the third. That's a swipe from Triple S, as he also swipes Minnesota. North Dakota defended and locked by Heinz. We have another clash in Ohio, so this is not going to the ballot. I think that is bad news if you're Heinz, as he pressures into the states he hasn't gone into yet. A big EV swing there, 61 going to Triple S. That swipe in Illinois hurts. It hurts. Triple S will have export, manufacturing, agriculture, and Latino money, bonus money there to maintain Illinois. That was a huge swing there by Triple S. Well played. Arkansas, 1 pip swipe. Same with Nebraska. New York, a successful swipe of New York from Triple S. Wow. We see two Hail Mary gutsy swipes. One to give Heinz hope, the other one to crush his chance of pulling off this win. I did not see that swipe in New York coming. A gutsy move pays off for Triple S as he swipes New York. Neither person spends any money in Illinois, instead going for the kill shot in New York. We'll see how Heinz plays this ballot, if he can make it interesting. But that is a dagger from Petar, aka Triple S. Huge swipe in New York as he now has control again of 3 of the big 4 states after he lost it momentarily from a huge swipe from Heinz in Florida. Turn 17, the ballot turn of this entertaining close matchup between 2 highly ranked bruiserweights. If Petar ends up winning this, he even further proves his rank as number 1 in the bruiserweight division, while Heinz will take a step back but still has plenty of games left to crawl his way back to the top. Let's watch this ballot. There's a swipe in Alaska for Heinz. He holds Arkansas. Petar holds Colorado, and he blocks, great block there in Connecticut. Delaware held. Hawaii, is that no, it's not a swipe, it's a hold. A hold in Idaho. A swipe in Indiana. It's getting interesting. Kentucky, is that no, it's not a swipe. Maryland held as well. Maine held. A clash there held by Heinz. Missouri held by Heinz. Montana held. Nebraska held. New Jersey, is that a swipe? It is. That's a huge swipe by Triple S, and another huge swipe. That'll be the dagger in Ohio. A swipe in Oregon as he's piling on that EV count. South Dakota, a small swipe there. A bigger swipe in Tennessee. Nothing going in Washington, nothing going in West Virginia, and nothing going in Wyoming. Some big swipes there in this back and forth matchup, but Petar, aka Triple S, pulls off the victory, playing as his favorite candidate, Margaret Thatcher, using Reagan 84 as his VP. Petar will go to 6-1, while Nehemiah will go to 3-2. Petar holds that position as the number 1 ranked bruiserweight.